right, we're back here. We're down to the creek side now. This is the access point in just upside of Millport, up from the Royal Treats ice cream shop, which is a great place. I'm not sure if they're going to be open by April 1st, but if they are, go and get some ice cream. Water is a little bit low compared to last year. I think it was up over these boards last year when we were here. But so tell us a little about like a waterfall like this, where the water comes over.
Right.
Are the fish going to stack up under there, or is it just too busy?
So the state and the local Trout Unlimited collaborate and build these. They're called diggers.
Okay.
And they're specifically designed to help the water dig a hole and provide a deeper hiding spot for the trout when they're in. And you'd be surprised, some of these are 6 feet, 8 feet deep.
Oh, just from all the years of...
From the water coming, especially the flood water, when it's flooding, it comes down and it really digs it out. And there actually can be open spot underneath and behind the actual dam there, because it's not a...
It is, because I put an underwater camera under there. It's actually a couple of feet of wood overhanging there.
Right, so it's not like this, it's more like that.
Yeah.
And it provides a... So the fish will come right in, they'll sit at the bottom of the hole, and even sometimes behind the waterfall, so to speak.
They're just waiting for a piece of food to come over that fall so they can jump out and grab it, basically?
Well, or they're just, I mean, they swim up from the lake, they're resting.
Yeah.
They just want to, and they're not used to having so much sunlight and sky, because in the lake they're
deeper in the lake.
They're
correct.
50 feet down, and when they get into the shallow water, they're spooky and skittish.
Yeah.
But they'll tend to collect in these deeper holes, and they'll dig their nests out in the gravel in the shallower part, and sometimes above or below. And you can see the fish fanning the gravel.
Oh,
and making.
They don't want the eggs to wash away, obviously.
Well,
so
they want to clear the gravel, all the dirt away from the gravel. So they fan their tail, and they make a clean depression, and you can see that when they turn on their side to fan, they'll be bright silver.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So from up here, and you look down in the water, you see a flash of silver.
Yeah.
They're digging. We call it digging a nest, not actually digging. They're kind of fanning it and cleaning it with their tail, and that's generally in shallow water. So you'll see them working, and there'll be some other fish jockeying around. Usually those are the males, and they're waiting for the female to get ready, and they're kind of jockeying around, waiting for the spawning event to happen.
Yeah.
And when you're fishing, fishing to a fish that are on a bed in a few inches of water is considered not that sporting.
Yeah.
Most people fish in the deeper spots. Those are the resting fish, the ones that haven't spawned yet or are finished and kind of recuperating and getting ready to run back to the lake.
At this particular spot, would this be more a spinner rod or a fly fishing here?
So you'll see both. You'll see spinning rods, you'll see fly rods. The key is, whatever you're using, you got to get on or near bottom.
Okay.
And it's particularly with in these holes, the currents are pretty strong.
Yeah.
And you need a fair amount you need some sort of weight to get below the surface current.
And your weight would probably be below the hook a little bit, so that the bait is off the ground just a bit.
I guess you could do it that way. Most people do it
the other way. Okay.
More traditional way, which is, hook on the end of your line and then a split shot.
And then
maybe
the bait's going to float up anyway, pretty much.
And the bait will float around, but you don't want you got to use enough weight so when you cast in, it doesn't just sweep out of the.
Yeah.
You gotta let it get down below the surface and work its way very slowly around the bottom current there. And of course, you'll find snags and rocks down there, so.
Yeah, it's fun.
Prepare to lose a few hooks.
Obviously, I see a lot of guys will go ahead and wade right in and stand in the water. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Seems to me like if there was a fish hiding in there, you'd
yeah, I mean,
away.
You wouldn't want to stand right in here. I mean, for one thing, it's
probably knock you over.
It's like this deep, or deeper, down in the middle. But you could stand in the back end of the hole where it's knee deep and fish into the and that's really not going to upset anybody on opening day, but
Especially since there's going to be probably 40 people here at this spot.
there could be, yeah.
Yeah.
But, personally, I like to walk from spot to spot because although these do attract the fish, they also attract a lot of the fishermen.
Yeah.
And if you walk down the creek, you'll find smaller pockets and pools. They'll also potentially have some fish in them.
Yeah.
And so, if you are able, you can walk from spot to spot, and it's a little more enjoyable.
All about patience. And,
not too many people, and
yeah. So
but the fish will be spread out from
the whole place, yeah.
all over.
So let's take a little walk out on these rocks here, and we'll take a look up the way where the current's a little stronger, and maybe you can give us a couple tips.
Yeah.
On that. So now we're back again. I guess I gotta get this way a little bit. So up here, we've got quite a lot of current down here. There's a couple trees down, a couple little pockets of still water. This is still a fairly good area, I'm assuming, up here, where you could wade through and find yourself a little pool where they might be hiding.
Right. So the fish will actually stop anywhere through here, as long as the water is a foot deep. Even the fast water, the rainbow trout have no problem sitting at the bottom of a fast run like this.
And they just have enough power, especially the bigger ones.
They stick their fins out, and the water presses them down,
and they'll just sit right there.
and they can just sit. They can sit in there with hardly
wait
moving.
for a meal.
And so if you can walk along and you can look in and see a shape, and maybe it's a fish, and try to fish for it.
Yeah.
As you go up, you'll see deeper, slower pools. Those can also hold fish. And kind of, so the places you can fish are numerous.
Yeah. So
you can see them here,
I know
here.
it's 5 in the water.
So the trout are not going to come up to eat anything. Well, I should say 98% of the time they're not going to come up and
stuff
take
that's
something
floating
off the
up is
surface.
It's
So
not a great idea, right?
for anybody who's a beginner, the key is to fish along the bottom, within 6-8 inches of the bottom anyway.
Okay.
And how you do that is up to you. Fly fishermen would do it a couple of different ways. If you have a spinning rod, the easiest way is a split shot, but there are other.
Yep.
And YouTube is full of techniques.
Yeah. I noticed that there's a lot of stuff on YouTube all over the country. Not much about Catherine Creek. Even though on April 1st, you better drive slow when you're coming up 14, because there are cars on both sides of the roads, and it is packed.
Yes, it can get very crowded.
And especially if it's a warmer day. Now this year it's on Thursday, April 1st. So hopefully the first opening day is not going to be so great. But there'll be a lot of companies that are going to have major miraculous sick days for some reason. People call in sick on April 1st when it's on a weekday.
And kids too.
Yeah. Little Jimmy missed school. Of course, now they're schooling at home, so they can turn the computer
Well,
on.
and that's-
Don't do this. Turn the computer on, log in, and then go fishing. But
I've seen a lot more kids out fishing this year.
yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad.
In the last 12 months.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm very glad for that. So if someone had a fishing license from last year, is it good for 12 months, do you know, for this, or
So-
should they be getting another one?
So New York used to do calendar year licenses, but they've changed now. So whenever you bought your license, it's good for 12 months from that day. So if you were here April 1st with a legal license,
You might be expired on the
then
31st.
you are going to be illegal on April 1st of this year. And
So-
you can actually buy them online now. It's very
just
convenient.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
even
good.
you don't have to go to the store and get the little tag or anything. You just print it out, stick it in your
Right
pocket.
now, a couple things that everyone frowns on, and some of it is illegal. We definitely do not want to use. The only time you're using a net here is after you've hooked a fish to scoop it up,
Right.
and that's it. You cannot use a net to fish. So if you do that
Right.
and the DEC catches you, you're in huge
Well,
big trouble.
there's a special regulation for this creek, for the Finger Lakes tributaries, regarding nets, which is the handle cannot be more than 20 inches long.
Okay. Just
So
enough for you to.
you may
it off the end
you
of
may
your pole.
have a boat net that's got a handle that's 3 or 4 feet long, and be tempted to bring it here, but you could get a citation.
Okay. Probably more than likely, the guys are pretty good around here. They're going to give you a warning and tell you to put it in your trunk, but don't take the chance, because you could get a hard-nosed guy that will basically
Right,
do a ticket.
and we should probably tell people that if you come to Catherine's Creek opening day or thereabouts, very good chance that you may see
Yeah.
an DEC officer,
I've seen them a lot. Even with my camera, they just always tap me on the shoulder and say, "What are you doing there?" I said, "I'm just filming, sir." I said, "All right, you're good."
yeah, because this is one area that they do target enforcement
Yeah.
on opening day and make sure that people are being reasonable
Yep. Following the rules.
in their
Yep.
pursuit of the sport fish. So.
Very nice. Very